Hi everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips with Kimberbell. My name is Lauri, and today we are talking all about stabilizers. We've got a brand new Kimberbell line of stabilizers. If you've seen them, you've got them already, that's great. If not, I want to share a lot about them, as well as methods for preventing puckers. Not only with your embroidery, but also with your applique sewing. There's a great product you are going to absolutely love. So whether you embroider or sew, stay tuned. The other thing I wanted to announce is we talked about last week, we were going to do a giveaway, and this is what you're going to win. It is a set of stabilizer slap bands. What I love about these, and I think I showed that last week, is that you can see that they're colors, and these colors coordinate with all of our matching stabilizers. So if we were to pull out any one of these colors, you would see that it would match, and the name is also written on the stabilizer. So this is an example right here. I'm going to pull this slap band off. Right there it says fusible backing, and this is my fusible backing. So now once this is open, this won't stay on, or you can put it back on and use your slap band to keep it there. But what I love is I can put the slap band on my wrist, use my product. When I'm done, it's right here, it's handy. I simply just take it off, and these are fun to play with as well. And I just slap it right on, and it is easy. You don't have to roller and slide it down. It's just easy to put on and off. Plus it has the name, and it color coordinates. If you've ever seen our instructions, this quilt color coordinates with the instructions. It'll tell you exactly which one that we used for you to have the best product possible, the best project. So right here is our lineup. There's obviously we've got tear away, cut away, water soluble sticky back wash away. There's all kinds of products that are available. So as we go forth in the future, I'm going to show you actually kind of one by one the best products for the different projects that we have available. But today, in particular, I'm going to talk a little bit about this particular one, which is the cutaway. You can use the medium or heavyweight, which is what we're going to talk about today. And we're also going to talk about and use our fusible backing, as well as one more that I absolutely love. It's brand new out, and it is our fusible peel and stick. This is great for anybody that wants to applique, whether you're sewing or embroidery. You will love this product. This is the one I'm most excited about if I had to choose one. And we're also going to talk, this is also available for sewing and embroidery. These are both really, really good. So fusible backing and this one are going to be our main topics today. And I'm going to tell you right now, stay tuned, because at the end, I'm going to tell you how you enter to win this set of slap bracelets. This is such a great gift to have. I'm so excited about it. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you about this at the very end. All right, so today we're going to kind of move down here to my workstation, and we're going to show you what prevention of puckering means and different ways you can do that. Before we begin, it looks like we have a question. Maddie?
Yes. How many slap bands come in a package?
Oh, that's an excellent question. So we have the slap band bracelets, and there are a total of 13 bands. And I'll just quickly show those to you up close. Isn't that beautiful? Don't you love the color on that? So these slap band bracelets have got 13 different colors in here, and they match and color coordinate with the stabilizers that we have. Are there any other questions right now?
They're also wondering if the stabilizer, if all of it is available.
Oh, everything that you see here is available. And so everything that we've talked about or will talk about, yes, it is available at your local quilt shops. Great questions. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to get started on the puckering prevention. And what I've done is I'm just made these two pennants and banners, and I just wanted you to be able to see the difference. And I know on a camera it might be a little bit tricky, but maybe we'll zoom in here so we can see. Tell me which one you can see, really, which one is puckered and which one didn't pucker. You can kind of see all the waves on this one on this side right here. And you can see how it pulls in. And I'm going to do a different view as well. I was going to show you a top view. And then the top view, you can see how this one on my, that I just dropped, how about that? That one is much better. It's nice and smooth, and if you see the top along here, this one sucks in right here in the middle, and so it doesn't lay as flat. And so that is so important that you are able to keep these from pulling and stretching, especially when you have this much stitching. It's really important. So I'm going to show you how I've done that. First thing that I do is I always make sure that I have my backing, and I make sure that I don't have this actually ironed on. I just wanted to show it to you. So this is my backing piece, and this is the wrong side of it. And I take the fusible backing, which is this one right here that we showed you earlier, and it says right here, fusible backing. And I love that. See that how wonderful that slat band marks it right for me. All right, so I cut my backing slightly smaller than my background piece. And then if you notice, there's a shiny side and a non-shiny side. The shiny side is the side that has the adhesive, or the fusible, if you will. So this is what I do is I put this down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I actually iron that on. And this is a hot iron, but I prefer steam. So what I do is I like to give it a little bit of steam, and I hold it, and I count to about 3 or 4 seconds, and then I slightly move it, and I give it another little bit of steam, count to 2 or 3 or 4 seconds, and I continue doing that. And this adhesive works really, really well. You just have to give it a little bit of time and a lot of heat. So if you're using a medium to hot iron, you're going to need to hold it a whole lot longer than just a few seconds. I prefer the steam method because it's just quicker. And it gets it to where it adheres, very quickly and very easily. All right. So as you can see, it's adhered. Like you can see right here, it's adhered and it's not coming off. So that is the first step. The second step I do, and it doesn't matter if you do one or the other, first or second, I add Terrio Magic. So this is a Terrio Magic. It's a heavy starch. So any heavy starch will do. It does not have to be the brand of Terrio Magic, but that gives it a lot of structure and stability as well. So then I've got a really nice, it almost stands up by itself, piece of fabric. So you can see that that background fabric is going to be really, really excellent for embroidering on or quilting on. So once again, I'm going to show you, I could prepare my applique piece the same way. As you can see, this is very, very flimsy. And again, you can do the starch. I'm going to do it in the opposite orders, showing you that you can do it either or. All right. And I don't know if you noticed, that made it a lot, can you see that? It almost stands up by itself. It's much, much more firm and keeps its shape. Now this is my favorite, favorite, favorite of all the Kimberbell. I already told you this, and that is the fusible peel and stick. The reason I love this fusible peel and stick, it is great for sewing, it's great for embroidery, but it has one more secret to it, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, but it's got a sticky back side as well as a fusible side. So depending on whether you're using it for embroidery or for sewing, I'm going to show you the two different ways I would use it. So it's very easy to get this apart, and this is the fusible peel and stick. I simply curl one of the corners with my fingernail, and then it separates it, and it's very easy to pull apart. So you can see that, and now I'm peeling it off. Now this is the paper piece. I'm going to throw the paper piece away. I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to take the sticky side and I'm going to stick it to the wrong side of my applique fabric. Okay? This is if I'm doing it for embroidery. Then I would simply take my project, and here's a project that I've already done with the same piece, and you do your tack down. So I would place it and you would do a tack down line, and you still have this fusible on the back. Okay? So this is the fusible side and the sticky side is stuck to the fabric. Then you can see that I've tacked it down. So then I go to trim. And when I go to trim it, you're going to be cutting away any of the excess, which then allows us to iron that piece down. So now this piece becomes very, very well stuck down to our project. Now the reason I love this is because, I'm trying to do this upside down, sorry. The reason I love this is because if you have a project or an applique piece, this one's not extremely large, but if you had something that's larger, 2x2, 4x4, 5x5, they start bubbling. And when you're doing satin stitches, it really puckers and bubbles in the middle. The great thing about this is you simply give this an iron and it fuses right down because you've already got the fusible side down. And I just happen to be lucky, my iron fits perfectly inside of this hoop. So that is the best way, and that is something I just love. Now, folks, if you sew, you are going to love this next part even more. All right, so with our sewing, you're going to prepare your back exactly the same. And this is going to be, for example, I'm going to actually put flip-flops on here, and it's from our vintage boardwalk. But you would prepare your back piece the same. Okay, so I've got the back piece prepared. I'm going to set that aside. Now the thing that I love about this peel and stick is there's two wonderful things about it. First of all, you can actually use your light board and you can easily see through your light board onto this. Can you see that through it's almost so bright you can't see that, right? But look how great this is. You can actually see through this to trace your item. So if I'm going to trace this flip-flop right here, this is so easy, and you just use pencil right on the back side of the paper, and of course these are already in reverse for you, so you don't have to worry about reversing any of our designs. That we already make that available to you in reverse. All right, so now that I have it traced, I'm going to show you. This is the best part. You guys are going to love this. All right, so these are two flip-flops I already have cut out, but I'm going to show you how I would just do your regular, the way that you would normally do this, and you're going to iron it on with the paper side facing up, all right? And once you've ironed that on, it doesn't take as long as sometimes the other ones. They don't stick real great right away. But you can see that you would just simply then take your scissors and you would cut around that outline, okay? And I've got these already cut around. So I've got my feet or my flip-flops all ready to go, okay? Now what I would do is I simply do the same thing and I just curl this and I just give it a little flick, and it's so easy. Did you see how easy? So here's one more time close up. Here's my flip-flops all finished. And I simply just curl one tiny edge. It's super easy if I curl the edge to just peel this paper back away. And as you can see, it peels away. And then I am left with something I love. It is sticky, guys. And this is great. And I'll show you why. Let's say that you've positioned your first flip-flop, okay? And I'm going to get my second one here, and I'm going to put it on as well. Now, how many times have you ever positioned something and then you're like, oh, shoot, that's crooked. That's not where I want it, and you've already ironed it down. Or when you go to iron something down that's not already stuck down, it moves on you with the static electricity. Look at this, folks. I can reposition this as many times as I want until it is exactly where I want it to be. How many of you would love that? I want to see how many thumbs up you guys give for this repositional applique. I just think this is such a cool product. This is just something I'm going to definitely have in my sewing room at home. So you can reposition it as many times as you need until it's exactly where you want it. Then it's going to stay while you sew it down. I think that we might have a couple questions about stickies. If it gums up your needle, guess what? It doesn't. I've tried it. I've tested it. this is safe for your needles. It does not gum or stick your needles. Do we have any other questions right now?
We do have one question about how many times you can reposition the peel and stick.
Oh, great question. Yes, so as long as you haven't ironed it down yet, you can reposition it, I don't know how many times. Let's see, that's been like 10, and they stick great. So I would say at least 10 or more. So that's a great question. Do we have any other questions?
Yes. We are wondering, what if I iron and it's not sticking? What do I do?
Great question. Are we talking about the fusible on the back? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So great question. Someone asked, if it's not staying down for me, what is it I need to do? Basically, you just need to make sure you give it enough heat. There is one trick that I can show you. What I would do is, before you apply your backing, heat up the back of your background with your iron. So once you've heated it up, that's hot iron. Once you've heated the back up, then if you apply it, it's already going to start working with that adhesive and start warming that adhesive up. So then when you go with your iron over the top, it will add the additional heat needed in order for that fusible to actually stick to the background fabric. Hopefully that answers your question. I know somebody's like, well, how many seconds? I do about 3 with steam, and probably about 8 to 10 if you're just using a medium iron to a medium hot iron that's dry. So I prefer the steam. If you're not a steam person and you don't want to use steam, that's okay. Just hold it a little bit longer. All right? Thank you so much for those questions. Now let's talk about how you enter to win this set of slap bands. All right, so what we're going to have you do is you're going to like the video, the first thing. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to tag a friend, okay? Tag a friend that wants to win, because guess what? Not only you win, but your friend also wins. You each get your own set of the stabilizer slap bands. So we're going to give 2 away to 2 lucky people, but the 2 lucky people are going to be friends. All right, so the more people you tag, the more chances you have of winning. Do we have to keep them each separate, each one of the entries?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that that's clear. So don't tag 10 friends on one of your entries, okay? Tag a friend and you like the video, you go to a different comment, you like it, you tag a different friend. Does that make sense? Then you'll go to a third comment, you tag a friend and you like it, okay? So each time you make a different comment and you tag a friend, that is a separate entry each time. That's how you're going to win and increase your chances of winning the stabilizer slap band. So make sure that you tag a friend that's going to love these. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye-bye.